Welcome back. Okay, it's been about a week and a half and our fly larvae have hatched into big nasty flies. So we are ready to start measuring substances. Now I've got 3 1-quart mason jars here. They were bought fresh, so there's no bias. And what we're going to be doing today is measuring out vinegar. Notice it's not even open yet. A brand new jar of generic honey and tap water. So I'm doing 2 ounces of each, and I'm measuring in the same measuring glass for each substance in order to eliminate bias in that respect. Try that out. Next, vinegar. Two ounces. And because of the aroma, I'm going to rinse this out and use a little soap from our handy dandy soap scrubber here in order to get rid of or at least attempt to get rid of the aroma. I'm not really sure what sort of scent receptors that flies have, so if anybody watching this knows, I'd really appreciate some input on that. And dry it out. Isn't science fun? And finally, the honey. Generically sealed for your protection. Or so your 5-year-old doesn't get a hold of it and spray it all over the walls. Okay. There's something blonde. And we're back. Cake spatula. Just gonna, because I want to make sure that I get as accurate a measurement as I can with kitchen tools. And a real scientist would have a lab to micrometers and some sort of tool to be able to measure it down to the very last millimeter. Unfortunately, I don't have that. So, now that our substances are measured, next thing we're going to have to do is cut 3 individual funnels and measure them so that it comes down just above the substance. That way we'll be able to trap the flies in and they won't be able to get back out unless they manage to figure out where the hole is. So we'll be back shortly. Okay, so what we've done is we've cut 3 paper funnels, taped them with a single piece of tape, and inserted them at roughly equidistant openings. And now I need to make sure to eliminate bias that they're equidistant from each other here in the tank that we're going to be using. So we're looking at 20 inches long by 10 inches, 10 inches wide. So 20 inches divided by 3 is, come on math geniuses, help me out here. That's not helping, camera person.
Between 6 and 7.
6 and 7?
Yes.
Okay, so 6.5 inches.
Roughly.
No, I don't want roughly. I need an exact measurement. So 20 divided by 3 is 3 times 6 is 18.
3 times 7 is
21.
so 6 and a bit.
Yeah, so that's about 6 1/4. All right, so first one goes right here. We're going to place the vinegar on the outside and make sure that all 3 are turned the same way in order to reduce bias. And the second one will be right there. And the second one is going to be the honey. And the third is the water.
I think you did those calculations wrong.
Making sure that they're all placed the same direction, turned the same way. The cones are at the same height. And there we have our setup. Yep. Next, I'm putting the top partway on, and I'm going to introduce the flies. And I really hope that I don't get any escapees. Tap them down to the bottom as much as I can. Come on, get it down there. And we have an escapee. Oh! All right. Now, in 24 hours, we'll come back and check and see whether we've caught more flies with honey, vinegar, or water. Yesterday, you saw us portion out the different substances and pour them into the mason jars and create the cone-shaped traps. And thank you again to my reader who suggested how to trap the flies. Today, we have the results. 2 flies died. The rest were attracted to the honey. So what we have here is a pretty conclusive result. You do catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And please note, vinegar, no flies. Water, no flies. Honey, flies.